What's up, YouTube? Hope you're having a great day so far. My name is Juju from Jujutron Gaming, and today we're going to go over my free-to-play war deck that got 19 and 6 in Mythic Rank this past weekend for the weekend ranked. Don't mind the current rank on the screen right now. Yes, I know I'm at gold. That is because I was messing around with a top secret deck that I was messing around with. I'm trying to get it there, but unfortunately the collection doesn't have the cards it needs yet, but it will in the future. I'm excited to be able to play that deck because yeah, it's very similar to a deck that I used to love playing when I was playing Hearthstone. But anyways, that's not about this video is not about what I was trying to test. It's about the deck that got 19 and 6 Mythic Rank. I am a free-to-play player. I don't spend money on the game. Yeah, I pretty much just use what the cards that I got initially and the cards that I get from the booster packs while leveling up. And yeah, so let's get into the deck profile real quick. So yeah, I got to Mythic Rank using this deck. I actually, well, if you saw my last video, I used a combination of Wild and an older version of this deck to pretty much get to Mythic within like a week. After that, I started leveling up to get more packs so I can get more cards. Eventually, I got enough cards to build a deck like this. I do want to give a disclaimer that, hey, this might not be the optimal build. This probably isn't the optimal build, to be honest, because I literally started playing the game a month. I'm only level 50. And yeah, like there are so many good cards out that I probably don't have. So if you have anything better or you have anything that might fit the deck better, by all means use it. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of this game. Like, player expression is a thing, right? So if you feel like you want to add your own spice to the pot, you know, feel free to do so. Great analogy is deck lists are more like recipes, and you can always tweak it depending on like your taste or your play style or whatever. So yeah, disclaimer. But in the meantime, we'll just go over the deck that I was playing. So aggro deck. Basically, an overview of this deck is you're going to use your God Power Slayer to refill Enduring Shield. Enduring Shield is a really busted card. It's probably going to get nerfed. I mean, Slayer Hero Power is also going to get nerfed. But if you're a free-to-player like me, you don't have that many options to play with, and Enduring Shield is it's a normal card, or it's a base card, I believe. Like, everyone gets an Enduring Shield. If not, it's really easy to pull. It's a common, so you should have no problem doing so. But anyways, yeah. I pretty much used the cards in the collection that I've felt best fit the deck. Of course, you could, if you look at the previous video, or I have that goes on my free-to-play journey, you can definitely look at the different changes. I believe since then I added a red fume serum. This is really good. It acts as like a burst option. So if you need an extra 5 damage and you can attack face, that's a good play. I also added, who did I add? I took out a ton of cards, decided to add more removal because I was running into more like cheat deception decks. So I added Auric Rush. I got the second reason reckoning, so I put that in the deck because it's really important to open with Enduring Shield and so forth. But yeah. Oh, and I pulled this guy. Where is it? There we go. Blood Magus. If you don't have this card, don't worry. It's not like a staple or anything. I just like it because it's a threat on 2 mana, and if it's left unchecked, if your opponent doesn't deal with it, it's going to give me massive amount of tempo with Slayer and Enduring Shield. So that's why I do it. But let's just go over the whole deck, shall we? So for my 1-drops, it's pretty simple. I got 2 shield bearers, 2 Tartesian improvisers for buffing my threats. I got Wiccan Warrior for hidden, which is really good actually. If you have, you can play a 1-drop for free without it being like destroyed. That's a win for the deck. So Wiccan Warrior is good here. You can also use the other 2/2 with hidden as well if you don't have 2 of these. They're just basically bodies to put on the field. Wild Hog, I really like Wild Hog. It's a 1-mana 2/3. The Confused doesn't really matter in my opinion because honestly, you're just going to want to keep attacking with it. And yeah, it has 1 mana, 2/3 for 1 mana is great. It's a great amount of stats. Vanguard Axewoman, it serves as a 1 mana removal as well. Great when you're going second. Great for controlling board. Also has a lot of synergy with Enduring Shield. Basically, you summon this, attack with Enduring Shield, give it Divine Shield, or give it Protected, and then ram into something else. So good, so much tempo. Really good for the deck. And then you have Blood Boil Outlaw. This is going to be one of your main threats in the deck. I love, especially against control matchups, but also in aggro matchups. Like, you're going to want to mulligan for this card as much as possible. Of course, it's good anytime in the game. It forces your opponent to answer. But yeah, you want to open with this for sure. As far as the 1-drops go, you definitely want to open with some form of Wiccan Warrior, Wild Hog, and Blood Boil Outlaw with some form of buffing. So Shield Bearer and Tartesian Improviser. If you don't have Enduring Shield, you're going to need the Reckoning in hand. So you want to make sure you try at least to open up with Reckoning so that you can get your Enduring Shield early. Auric Rush is a good card. It's a tech card for me. It gives me an extra way to remove a minion while also giving me an extra way to deal AoE damage for those pesky cheat deception decks that have that cat thing, which is 1/1 hidden, and you can't really do anything about it, and it does like 1 damage to your turn, and they keep buffing the 1/1. So I just decided to put the Auric Rush in because it helps against not only cheat deception, but it also helps against wild, against their like their tokens and whatnot. So I welcomed the change. But yeah, that's it for the 1-drops, really. Let's go ahead and move on to the 2-drops. So 2-drops are pretty out there. So Blood Magus, he's basically a threat. If your opponent doesn't deal with this, you get so much tempo out of just playing Slayer, pressing your hero power, so it's really good. Skeleton Heavy, 2 mana 2/4 is an insane amount of stats, pretty much. It makes it really hard to deal with. So yeah, that's a great amount to include in. So Bladecaster is another one of your threats along with Blood Boil Outlaw. This card, if left unchecked, can get to... It's a big booty for sure. So you want to make sure you open with this if you can, along with Enduring Shield. That's always great. Tavern Brawler is the same as Vanguard Axewoman, except way better because 3 health is actually a pretty big deal for a Blitz minion on turn 2, because most attackers will have to attack anyways. Or most defenders will have to attack anyways. So being able to have 3 health as a 2-mana minion is great for trades. And yeah, if you play against Pyramid Warden, this is your card. This is your answer. If you combine this with Enduring Shield, it's free pretty much. Belligerent Warlock is there. If I had an extra Bladecaster, I'd play the Bladecaster instead, but Warlock is also good. You could also, if you don't have Blood Mages, you can also put this card in. But it's so good. It's pretty much if you're in a top decking situation and you need to trade, like if you get this card and Enduring Shield, it's free value pretty much. So you'll be able to replenish your resources that way. So those are the 2-drops for the deck. Typically, I mean, these are pretty solid 2-drops, honestly. Like I have no complaints. They do their job. If anything, I would love to have an extra Bladecaster, but it is what it is. Cool. Moving on to the 3-drops. They're pretty much 3 mana 3/4s. I think 3 mana 3/4 is such a good stat line, especially at 3 mana. And that's what we have. I have a Tartesian Skirmisher here. So this card synergizes a lot with Blood Boil Outlaw, your Blitz minions, who else? Your Blade Caster. So it does really well, especially it also trades really well with, or synergizes really well with Belligerent Warlock. If you can get it to trade into a 1/1 or a 1 attack minion, it's really good. Lots of advantage here. So I included that as a one of, and then for the last card, oh no. See, I did this in my last video, but for my last card, you can also do a Red Fume Serum. This is the 5 mana. This is pretty much your kill card. Basically, if you need to deal 5 damage, this is your burst option to do so. The burn effect is pretty negligible because of Enduring Shield, but also like you give your minion +5 health anyways, so it's such a big buff for 5 mana, especially to one minion. So very good card. If I needed to change it out for something else, you could probably do Overproof Brew as well. I just don't like it because this deck isn't really a swarming deck. It's more so like a keep a threat on board for as long as possible and do as much damage as long as possible. So typically you're not going to be building wide boards. There will be occasions though, so I could definitely see this card being a good card. I just like Red Fume Serum because it makes your minions more resilient to AoE and all that sort. So when you're playing against a control deck, which in that matchup it's particularly a like race against the clock, you want your minions to be able to withstand lots of AoE and lots of removal. So that's why I included this over Overproof Brew. So yeah, that's the general list. I'm just gonna go over mulligan guides for now. Let's see here. You can technically, what am I trying to say? You can technically replace any of these cards with good stat minions. I know there's a 3 mana, there's a 2 mana 2/4 that does something with the relic that I've seen around. That's actually a very good card. I just don't have it. But let me see if I can find it. It's 2 mana 2/4. This one, Warmonger Smith. So good. Such a good card. It buffs your Enduring Shield, and it's also just a big booty. I think if I had this card, I would replace it with Belligerent Warlock or even Skeleton Heavy maybe. But it's a very good card. You can also replace it with the 3-drops too. I think 3-drops are mostly fillers as well. But yeah, for the most part, card is busted. And then there's one more card where I was just like, oh my god, I wish I had that card. Oh, Pyramid Warden. So Pyramid Warden is a 2 mana 2/6. That card is pretty busted as well. Where is it? This card, Frontline Afterlife, your opponent summons a random creature from their void. The most busted part about it is when combined with Enduring Shield, this thing stays alive for the longest time. So it's really good for when you want to build board, and when you combine it with Blood Boil Outlaw, I imagine it would be amazing. So yeah, that's also a very good card. There are a couple good ones out here too, like Iron Tooth Goblin. I don't have Iron Tooth Goblin, but that's also a good card. It's also a counter against other Enduring Shield decks, as well as a counter against your own deck. So you do have to be aware of it, but it's a great card. But yeah, so that's pretty much the deck list. For the most part, your general game plan is to flood the board as much as or not flood the board, but your general game plan is to develop a threat on board and sustain your board as long as possible through use of Enduring Shield. If you can do that, you will be significantly, like, way more ahead in tempo than your opponent. Going first, you want a mulligan for at least a 1-drop, 2 1-drops and an Enduring Shield, or you can go for a Reckoning 3-drop and possibly a 1-drop. So it'd be a Reckoning 1-drop, 3-drop. If you can't really get the Enduring Shield but find the Reckoning. Usually the typical order of that play will be to play the Reckoning, for turn 1. Turn 2, you want to play Bag of Tricks into your 3-drop. So you develop a board, and then you want to play Enduring Shield and then follow up with a 1-drop the turn later. Going second, you will have other options as well. I prefer getting Blitz minions second because especially if I know I'm playing against an aggro deck, that'll get me ahead in tempo as well as ahead in mana, because being able to attack first is a huge tempo shift with both relics and minions. So yeah, that's typically what I'd want to do. Other than that, you pretty much just want to make sure you have a healthy like flow of creatures so that you can play one every turn, along with doing the Slayer hero power. So you can't get enough of those 1-drops essentially. But yeah, with that being said, let's just play a game, see how we play. This could either go really well or not really well. I don't know. We'll just go for it and see what we do. I mean, solar gold. Let's try to get to diamond. But yeah, basically I tried playing a different deck and I got to I ranked down a lot. But during that weekend where I went 19-6, I was also 33rd on the leaderboard for Mythic players. But yeah, hopefully I can give some insight here on how I want to deal with this deck. Alright, so this guy has a like custom board or a blinged out board, so I'm guessing he has some pretty good cards. We might lose this one, but we'll see. He's playing Deception, and I'm just gonna assume he's gonna try to go cheat Deception, so that'll be my thing. We are going first, so we want to go 1-drop Enduring Shield, or 1-drop 3-drop and Reckoning. So let's see what we hit. Vanguard Axewoman is the worst card. Auric Rush is kind of worse. Oh, actually, we should have kept the Auric Rush. That was my bad. I don't really want the Blood Mages. Okay, so we do end up getting a double 1-drop here. We don't really have a strong play as much as I want to play the boar into Axewoman. Your god power becomes a copy of your opponent's. Foresee the top card on your opponent's deck. Okay, that's interesting. So best way to think about this is to think about how we want to play our board. We get a 2-drop here. I think we just go for this. So we started out with a suboptimal mulligan. We weren't able to open with Reckoning or Enduring Shield, and that's completely fine. You're going to run into games like this. It's just statistically impossible to open perfectly every time. What did he play? Is he playing a Thief deck? I don't really know what these cards are, so this is going to be interesting. What is this? Stolen Plans. Delve a card belonging to that god's domain. The domains are... Okay, interesting. So now we have a Reckoning here, which makes me think I can play this. And I think I will. So I'm going to Reckoning, summon the boar, use all my mana up, develop a strong board. And this follows through with our turn 3. We're going to play Enduring Shield with the Blitz minion. Hopefully he summons something, though. Or she. Nice. So we open up... Oh, no. We don't open up. So interesting. He's going to want to play removal then. So we're going to open up with this. We're probably going to run into an Iron Tooth Goblin. Maybe? But that's a risk we have to take. Yeah, this guy is blinged out. Every time I run into a player that's blinged out, I'm always trying to assume that they have answers or they have cards that typically free-to-play players like me won't. So we'll see. Okay, so he uses the Slayer hero power, which is bad for him. So that's good. So this is where I want to start playing Slayer. Do I take the 50-50 on getting it to skeleton heavy, or do I try to hedge my bets? Or hedge my RNG? Goes from 1/3 to 1, but it also goes from 66. It makes it favorable. Yeah, we take that all day. And then I'm just going to go with a Shield Maiden. Felid Tracker is just too, like, it's too weak as a minion. Not weak, but too fragile. There we go. That's the word we want to say. Because 5 strength is nothing to laugh at, but 1 health is... It dies to so many things. Okay, so creature trap. And sleep dart. Target sleep creature goes to sleep. Okay, that's interesting. So now we'll do another one. We'll attack. Get that on. Get this on. And we'll do this. I'm trying to be cognizant of Rapture Dance, because that's probably going to be a thing. Okay. Slayer. Okay. I really want to be cognizant of Rapture Dance here, because I think that it's a possibility for next turn. If that's the case, I can probably do this. Okay. Well, regardless, we'll probably do this. To give the taunt minion the shield. And then ordering would probably be something like this. Okay. He can Bag of Trips Rapture Dance here. It'd make a lot of sense if it happens. Okay, so he Iron Tooth Goblins, which makes me think he doesn't have the Rapture Dance. He drew the Iron Tooth Goblin, because he would have played that earlier. He's going to Slayer again to get more durability. So he doesn't have answers. It's GG. Cool. Sweet. And we got back into Diamond. Fun stuff. Yay. Cool. Just got to level 50, so I got a legendary pack the last time I leveled up. It was pretty good. I got a wild card. Or I got a natured card. Yeah. I can't wait to be able to make a nature deck, because I really like the cards in that deck. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, there you have it. That was the game. We played against some sort of control sleep variant of deception. Yeah. They tried to steal, they basically stole our god power, and they couldn't do anything with it. We got Iron Tooth Goblin, but it was already too late by that point. But I hope watching me play the deck gave you insight on how to play it as well. Yeah, a big takeaway from those games, like you're gonna you're not going to open perfectly, so you have to be really sound with your mulligan decisions. um, Make sure you always toss the worst card, while also looking for your must-have openings, which is usually the reckoning or enduring shield plus cheap minions. But yeah, pretty much that was it for the deck process. When you play up against control matchups in particular, it's always going to be a race against the clock. So you want to be able to sustain a board and do damage fast, and make sure you always play around your opponent's like removal options, unless you for sure they don't. You know for sure they don't have it. So for example, in that last turn where they played Iron Tooth Goblin on turn 6, when they had 5.5 mana, that's when I knew that they did not have Rapture Dance, and because of that, I could have pushed my board even further, because I knew the chance that they had Rapture Dance was pretty slim. Anyways, enough of that. I feel like I've been talking for so long, but regardless, if you try out the deck, feel free to say how you felt about it. Maybe post it in the comments or something like that. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Also follow me on Twitch, and all that good stuff. I feel like all the support from the YouTube and Twitch will go back to the channel and the content that I create, and hopefully will help other players like me who are free to play, don't want to spend too much money on Ethereum gas prices or tokens or anything like that, and will help other players build like a strong collection, while also being like educational to the game. Yeah, I really like the game. I really like Gods Unchained. I want to see it succeed, and I want to see other players like me succeed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope y'all had a great time watching me play and not lose. But yeah, hope y'all take care. I'll put probably some links to the proof of the imager, and then links to my social media, all my social channels, all that good stuff. But yeah, all right, that's it, y'all. Have a great day, and see you soon. Bye.